Gunsmith Simulator is probably best described as something that, if you're born in America, is probably just a simulator of actual everyday life. But for those of you who are not born in a place where things that go bang are very common, this is going to be an eye-opener for everybody. We're going to learn something today. So just to show you how this game works, this is a double-barrel shotgun. Something pretty simple. It's a Winchester Model 21, but they're basically all the same as far as I can tell. So let's just bring it over here where we can take it apart. And I do love how detailed these games are. I mean, it's like Tank Mechanic Simulator, but with more parts, more very small parts. And you can kind of see how it's going. And we're just kind of taking everything apart, all the little pieces out. And you can really get very, very detailed with this, because right now we're only really focused on the biggest parts here. And I know these parts seem very small, but they really are the biggest parts, because if we go to complete disassembly, there's even more parts. Look at the number of parts over there. It's 22 parts, and now there's 34. Yeah, you thought these things were simple? They really are not. Now, of course, you can work on every gun in this sort of exploded view as though you've got, you know, psychic powers that make everything levitate. Or you can do it like a normal person and put it on the board here. And it's got this nice little layout where you can have little outlines showing you all the parts that are supposed to be there. This is really useful for seeing if you've missed anything. Like, look at all these little bits here that I've missed. So you can see where all the bits of the sear are supposed to go. But of course, if you're really not sure what you're supposed to be looking for, and if this isn't helping you, you can actually highlight all of these little parts to highlight what's missing. You can also just have it highlight everything that's still attached for you, which makes life a lot easier. Alright, so now that everything's taken apart, we can see what's broken, what's missing, what's rusted, what's dirty, and what's still good, which I'm happy to say is most of this gun. We still don't know if it's fully working yet, because, I mean, there's stuff that's completely missing from it. So, let's go fix that. So just like in every mechanic simulator, you can always go and buy some of these parts. Oh look, it's still got the Uzi parts for the Uzi that I bought that I'm working on. So if I just type in the name of the gun that we're looking for, I can find all the parts. So we're looking for a cocking lever, and we're looking for a bolt catch. We need a barrel block and a stop screw, and then we need, what was the other one? Forearm catch plate. That one. So now that we got all that, we can buy it. And it doesn't come out of our own budget, I don't think. Because yeah, it comes out of the job budget, which is really nice. So some of these parts are a little bit rusty, so we are going to have to work on sandblasting them. I've never used a sandblaster in real life. These things scare me. If they can remove rust, imagine what it does to your skin. Yeah, I don't want to imagine it either, but you know, that's why I'm scared of these things. Some things need a little bit more derusting than others, and that's how we do that. And then we got to take it to the oxidizing table, which I genuinely did not know this was a thing. So basically, this is how you sort of protect some of these items by letting them oxidize. I mean, I always thought oxidizing is rusting, but I guess they're not the same thing. All right, so we go into these individual dips. It's like deep frying gun parts. Come to think of it, deep fried gun parts just sounds like the most American thing ever. And that's done. So with those parts derusted, there's a couple of things we can just clean off with our little rag here. It works about the same way, except this is just dirt and not rust. And then we get to put the whole thing back together. This is always nice. As much as I would love to send this back to the customer as like an IKEA furniture order saying, hey, put it back together yourself. Apparently we can't do that. And away we go. Find every single part. Can you imagine if I lost something right here and right now? This is probably why I'm not allowed to be a gunsmith. Alright, well, it's starting to look something like a gun again. Good thing I didn't take off this bit. Apparently that's the safety. That's the thing that stops you from blowing your nutsack off. And that's the way it's done. So that gun is done. I mean, we can go and test it to make sure it works. Let's put it on fire. There we go. And back onto safe. And there we go. That's all the functional tests done. Assuming, you know, everything clicks or doesn't click as needed, that is a working gun. All right, and then we get some level ups to level up our skills, and that is how we play the game. So let's go on to something a little more interesting by seeing what we have available in the jobs section here. We can of course send that one back and get some money. I would like to get paid. Okay, so we got some pistols here. Ooh, there's a Mossberg. Let's take that. So different kind of shotgun here. Something is loose inside the shotgun. What could it be? Let's go and take it apart. Alright, so it's a lot less to take apart on this one, but we do have some broken pieces here. Especially if your firing pin spring's broken. I don't think that works anymore. Alrighty, so let's go and get some replacements. Alright, this one was fairly simple to do, so I'm just gonna put this back together and we'll go see what else is on the job listing. So this one's a little interesting. This is a Car 98. This is a gun I actually know nothing about. I know it was in World War II. I know a lot of people have these. There were a lot of them made. And that's about it. There's quite a lot to do on this one. Like, it does have some parts that need good cleanup, but it also has some modifying that the customer wants, so we actually get to put some mods onto this thing. It's gonna be interesting. These tiny little screws. Look at that. Look at that tiny little thing right there. I guess that was the magazine that just came out there. I still find it interesting just how much of older guns are actually made of wood. Assembly time, and I think we have some new parts to put on now, so let's see what it looks like when it goes together. So this is the new bit. We have, looks like a modern scope mount, which looks kind of wrong for this kind of rifle. I'm not gonna lie, it does look kind of ugly. But you know what, if a customer wants this, I'm gonna do it. I just don't have to like it. So this is where we can customize the attachments on there, and this is the scope that they wanted. It kind of looks like an L-can, you know, and you can kind of put that on. Yeah, that looks, it's practical, it just looks terrible. All right, so let's test the gun, put the safety on, test it, it works. All right, do it again, and fire. There we go. Now you might be thinking, that's not testing. Well, you're right, we need a range for that. This is testing. So let's go to the target range over here, and what can we do? Let's do, well, we got a scope. Let's do sharpshooting and make sure we got our Car 98 selected. And okay, all right, that's an interesting scope zoom. There we go. I like that my character's hands are basically invisible. All right, let's see what we can hit. And there we go. Fired one shot. I don't know if we're loading one shot at a time. I think we are. Let's see. I think I can hit this one here. It's drifting. There we go. What did I get? 6, 6, and 6. Well, that's not very good. All right, so this one's a 1 mag challenge. So I guess I don't really need the scope for this. Let's do that. And that. We don't have any reloads for this, so can't miss. How'd I do? Oh, I guess we're gonna find out after this. It's somewhere over there. All right, let's see if I can scope in on this one down here. Oh, chamber, and again. I can see why bolt actions didn't catch on, you know, as far as Modern Warfare goes. It's a little on the slow side. Yeah, and I also don't know if the score is any good. Anyway, there is also something else we can do, because we have the shotgun with us. And even though this is not technically a competition shotgun, we're going to try... Let's do trap shooting with that. I mean, why not? Okay, let's go over here. So we're going to position 8. And, well, pull. I completely missed. All right, let's try again. There we go. Oh, I'm getting the hang of it. You kind of have to just aim ahead of them, I think is the key here. I'm missing it, like a lot of them, but you know. I kind of know what I'm doing. All right, we gotta reload. So I'm wondering now, can I just fire off like a bunch of them at once? Oh my god, I can. Well, that didn't go very well. But maybe that's why you don't fire off 20 discs at once. But then again, I was never very good at listening, so... Yeah, that's probably to be expected. All right, so I've got a hold of this M4 or M16 here, and as it turns out, you can customize it. So I'm kind of switching over to a different style here with a different rail setup. And then we're gonna put some attachments on it. So apparently we have access to this CNC machine, and apparently we can create parts. I feel like I'm not equipped to know, or I'm not qualified to explain how any of this works, But we're gonna find out. All right, well, that's doing its thing. I'm gonna go shopping. Ooh, look, our new thing is done. Gimme. What does that look like? Oh, we gotta turn it around. Never mind, it's not done yet. We'll be back in a sec. All right, and we are done. So we have all of the parts we need. Time to put it all together. All right, last little bit, and the gun is done. But you know what? It seems a little bit too simple. I think it needs a little something. And it's a good thing we have a lot of parts. So of course we're gonna add a silencer to it. And we're gonna add a foregrip to it. It is a long barrel. Gonna add a laser to it. We're also gonna add another laser to it. Why are you not letting me put more than one laser on? Well, I am already disappointed. But we can at least put a really extreme scope on there because this is clearly the most advanced rifle for hunting deer and literally nothing else. And you know what? I think if we're gonna use it as a hunting rifle, we need something to kind of make it look the part. So obviously, if we're going to be hunting, I think we need something that kind of, you know, lets people know that you're really serious about hunting. And I kind of already like the way that looks, but you know what? I think we also need just a little bit more of that sort of safari feel to it, you know? Just a little bit more of that. And that's already starting to look pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Just making it look a little bit better there. I think we want to color coordinate this a little bit. Oh, that's really good. And of course, if you're ever going out into the jungle or into any kind of forest, you definitely don't want to lose your magazines. It's the main thing you don't want to do. So with that in mind, of course, we're going to give it some nice camouflage paint because that way it'll definitely never get lost. And of course, just to highlight, you know, just so make sure you get that good grip going, we're going to make the grip really stand out. That's the only part of the rifle that really kind of just stands out. I think the rest of it is pretty nicely camouflaged, and there's absolutely no way that a deer will see you coming. And just to make sure that this masterwork craft piece of art here is working fine. Let's just give it a check. Yeah, everything seems to be in working order. Yeah, I think that is good to go. But let's just take it to the range to be sure. All right, so here we are at a sort of different type of range, because we do have this outdoor area here. We can kind of take a few shots at things. Oh, we got the safety on. Hang on. That silencer is very effective. Very good for assassinations, or as we like to call them, hunting. But that's not the main reason that we're here, because inside here we have a kill house. All right, and I think just to be sure, let's go with full auto on this one. And away we go. All right, and next, and next. You know, just doing this like a real professional here. Alright, just quickly reload in front of this enemy right here, and there we go. Oh, there were two more over here. No worries. And we want to make sure definitely to not hit this guy. Oh, forgot to reload. Back into cover. No witnesses. You know, I think I'm pretty good at this. All things considered, definitely pretty good at this. Civilians hit 5 out of 9. You know what? I'd say that's pretty good. 4 of them made it out. This is Gunsmith Simulator. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I haven't actually had a look at what's up here. All the way up here. Oh, this is definitely what this is for. Look at this. All the innocent civilians that we definitely left alone. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and of course subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. My name is Panzer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye! There's probably going to be some fallout for this.